the internet's raw instinct to spread, replicate, and devour. Stories from old hacker communities describe it as a living ecosystem, a soup of half-functioning viruses, AI fragments, and network ghosts
Just
that
waiting
never
to be
shut
brought
down.
up
Some
again.
claim that if you fall deep enough into the fog, you start seeing behavior.
I don't know, man. Everything I ever tried to delete, it's always there, just waiting to get brought up again. Oh my goodness, bro. What's going on? Welcome back to another video, and today we're reacting to the 7 levels of the internet. I ain't gonna lie, I only know 2 levels of the internet: the regular internet and the dark web. But this video gonna teach us more about that, so let's get into it.
All of the internet explained. Level 1, the surface web. This is where everyone starts. The internet's front door.
That's where I'm
the light
at.
that shines from the top of the iceberg while the rest hides below. You open Chrome, type a URL, hit
That's
enter,
what I do.
and boom, you're in level 1, the most visible,
That's me.
commercialized, and sanitized layer of the digital world. Everything here is built to be seen. It's the glossy storefront of the internet, bright, interactive, full of motion. Search engines like Google and Bing crawl through it endlessly, indexing billions of
Who
pages
uses
where you
Bing?
can find what.
Let's keep it a band real quick. Who uses Bing nowadays? What's that other one? I don't even know the other one. Yahoo. I think it's Yahoo.
Whatever you want.
Who
with
uses
a few
that?
keystrokes.
It's
News
really Google.
articles, TikTok clips, YouTube channels, Wikipedia, Amazon, all of it lives here, floating on the calm surface of the network ocean. The surface web runs on the standard backbone of the internet, HTTP and HTTPS, the protocols that move data between your device and remote servers.
We're gonna speed this up a little
sends
bit.
a request. Each request fetches a response.
I just want to say this. The people who watching this video on YouTube, I know I be yapping. Y'all just gonna have to stick with me. Hear me out. There's people in this world where the only thing they search up on the internet is YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, there's days where the only thing I type in the freaking search thing is YouTube, just to watch YouTube videos. YouTube is Google. There's people in this world, everything they need to know, everything they want to learn, they don't even go to Google, they go to YouTube and search it up and then watch a video about it. That's kind of crazy, not gonna lie.
Happening in milliseconds. It's so fast you forget the complexity underneath. Cookies track your activity, ads follow your gaze,
Yeah, I
and
forgot about them
algorithms
cookies.
quietly tailor your experience, all to keep you scrolling. But here's the catch. This world, vast as it seems, is only a sliver of reality. Every visible page you can find through Google represents less than 10%
It's not
of what
even reality.
actually exists online. Everything else is hidden behind layers of privacy, encryption, or intent. That means 90% of the internet is invisible to you right now, locked away behind credentials, codes, or shadows. Still, the surface web is where billions live their digital lives. It's safe enough to invite your grandma, structured enough for governments, and commercial enough to power trillion-dollar companies. It's where memes are born, influencers rise, and the average person's perception of the internet
You've been following me
begins
for a
and
year.
ends. And that's just level 1. You can spot this level when the design feels polished, when the ads feel targeted, when the pages are meant for everyone. It's the internet's mask, smiling, familiar, and inviting.
Let's
But
get
just
into the
beneath
good
that
stuff.
mask, things start to twist.
Let's
Links
get
turn
into the good
tunnels,
stuff.
The light fades, and you begin to descend. Level 2, the Bergy web. Now, the
Bergy
water gets
web.
cloudy. You've left the polished storefront and slipped
I ain't
into
never
the
heard
side
of
alley
this.
of the internet. The Bergy web. It's not quite hidden, but not exactly public either.
Right.
This is where the rules start to blur, and the internet begins to feel alive. The Bergy web is the internet's gray zone, a layer filled with content that search engines can't easily index or aren't allowed to show you. You won't find these places by typing in keywords. You need the exact URL, the right link passed around in forums, or a bit of digital instinct. It's the space of proxy sites, piracy hubs, cracked software mirrors, and underground communities that survive one takedown at a time. Think of it as the back room of the
I guess I'm a little informed on this, but I ain't gonna
surface web, the part behind the employees only sign. Here, you'll find streaming sites that mirror Netflix originals before they hit Blu-ray, forum threads that host leaks, banned content, or obscure archives that no algorithm dares recommend. And because it operates in that twilight space, it's constantly mutating, disappearing today, resurfacing tomorrow under a new name.
Yeah, we know what type of stuff that be. I know what type of
This isn't about
website
anonymity, it's about access. The Bergy web is still reachable with an ordinary browser, but it hides from Google's spotlight on purpose. It's not technically illegal to be here, but what happens here often drifts near the edge. Pirated software, movie torrents, unlicensed streams. Digital gray markets thrive here because it's easier to bend the rules when nobody's really looking. Unlike level 1, which rewards visibility, this level values secrecy and survival. Creators don't chase clicks.
Let's get to the good stuff.
Communities form around niche obsessions, from conspiracy boards to early hacker circles, and thrive on the feeling of being just out of reach. You'll notice how the tone changes here. Fewer company logos, more raw text, more anonymity, and there's something oddly magnetic about that. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and unfiltered. The wild frontier of the accessible internet. You can spot this level when a link feels risky, when you hesitate before clicking enter, because you know deep down you're not supposed to be here. here, and yet you keep going. The digital water gets darker, the air gets colder,
it's
and waiting
getting
below,
dark.
the deep web opens like a black gate. Level 3, the
The
deep,
deep
web. Now you're
web.
officially below
I
the
ain't gonna
surface.
lie,
The
I've never
light
been
from
on
level
this
1 is
side.
gone, the noise from level 2 fades away, and suddenly everything feels quiet. This
I ain't gonna
is
lie,
the deep web, the
this
true
scary,
mass of
bro.
the internet iceberg, stretching endlessly beneath what most people ever see. It's not criminal, not chaotic. It's just hidden. The deep web holds everything that's private, personalized, or protected. The data that defines who we are online. When you log into your email, access your bank account, open your cloud storage, or check your health records, you're not surfing the visible web. You're already deep in it. Here, every page is locked behind an identity check. No Google crawler can reach your inbox. No search engine indexes your financial dashboard. The deep web exists because privacy has to exist, because not everything should be public. It's the machinery that runs the world quietly, away from the chaos of social feeds and trending.
Something about, I don't know, surfing the internet and like finding stuff you're not supposed to find is just scary. Like, y'all ever been on YouTube and just scrolling on YouTube, clicking video after video, and you get the video that you just feel like you should have never seen before? I don't know, just something about that is
Tags.
just
This
kind
layer
of
makes up
frightening.
over 90% of the internet's total size. Entire university archives, encrypted company databases, private research networks, all of it lives here. Invisible to search, but essential to modern life. Governments manage national security systems inside it. Corporations guard their algorithms. Hospitals host sensitive medical data under encryption, thicker than steel. It's the internet's working core, secure, efficient, and mostly unseen. Unlike the Bergy web, the deep web doesn't rely on secrecy. It relies on permissions. You can't just wander in. You must be recognized. A password, a token, a biometric scan, something that says you belong here. Without it, the doors stay locked no matter how hard you dig. Technically, it uses the same foundations as the surface web. HTTP,
So this isn't
HTTPS,
really like
servers,
nothing
browsers, but its pages are dynamic.
terrible.
They don't even exist
But I'm
until you
imagining the
request
next
them.
one gonna
When
be
you search your
terrible.
inbox or check your account history, the page is generated in real time, assembled from secure databases only for you, then disappears again. You can spot this level when the site asks, log in. That's your sign. You've stepped into the deep web. And while this layer keeps civilization running, it also guards the path downward, because deeper still lies something darker, a world where privacy becomes anonymity, and anonymity becomes power. Down there, the lights never come on. Welcome to the dark web. Level 4, the dark.
I ain't gonna lie, this finna get scary, bruh. Listen to stuff like I hope it's
This
not
is
what
where
I
the
think
internet
it's finna
stops
say.
pretending to be safe. The light is gone now. You've crossed into the dark web.
The
a
dark
hidden
web gotta
realm
be
where
something
anonymity is
like
absolute,
so
and the rules of the
scary,
surface
bro.
no longer apply. You can't just open Chrome and type your way in. You need Tor, short for the Onion Router, a special browser that wraps your connection in layers of encryption, like peeling an onion in reverse. Each layer bounces your signal between random servers across the globe, so nobody knows who you are or where you came from. Your IP vanishes. Your identity dissolves. You become a shadow among shadows. That's the allure and the danger, because here, total freedom attracts total chaos. On one side, you'll find whistleblowers, journalists, and activists using it to evade censorship or communicate safely under oppressive regimes. On the other, you'll
the
find
other
marketplaces
side.
for the forbidden, where stolen data, illegal weapons, hacked accounts, and entire identities are sold like groceries. Imagine Amazon, but every item feels like a felony. Some of the most infamous sites in internet history lived here. Silk Road, the digital black market run by Ross Ulbricht under the alias Dread Pirate Roberts. It
I
operated
didn't
like a
hear
libertarian
about
dream,
the
a free economy, no government oversight, total anonymity. But success brought exposure. Law enforcement tracked it down, traced a single slip, a login from a public library, and shut it all down. Still, for every site that falls,
That's kinda
5
scary,
more
bro.
rise in its place. You can find almost anything here if you know where to look. Fake passports, leaked government documents, live hacking services, even hitmen for hire scams. But make no mistake, most of what you see is bait, fake, or worse. The deeper you click, the more the web starts staring back. Viruses hide behind innocent links. Scammers impersonate law enforcement. You can't tell who's watching or what's real. But the dark web isn't just crime and horror. It's also resistance. It's the place where truth leaks when the rest of the internet looks away. Platforms like SecureDrop let whistleblowers share classified information without being traced. Oppressed citizens use it to bypass surveillance, speak freely, and stay alive. You can
That's
spot
true.
this level when websites end in .onion, when your connection feels unstable, but your heartbeat doesn't. The air here hums with tension, half rebellion, half paranoia. It's the internet's black market, its secret diary,
Not
its
gonna
confession
lie.
booth. And just when you think
What
this
can
is
get
the
worse?
bottom,
I was
you
gonna say,
realize
what can get
something
worse than
unsettling.
that?
The map doesn't end here. There's a rumor of something deeper, a digital trench with
So
no
it's a
confirmed
rumor, it's not
entrance.
real.
The next level isn't proven, but it's whispered about in every corner of the web. They call it Mariana's Web. Level 5, Mariana's Web. Now we're leaving the real and drifting into myth. This is the Mariana's Web, the internet's version of the Mariana Trench. The
Okay,
deepest,
so this
darkest
not
pit
this not
known
real
to
for
man.
real.
Except this one isn't made of water. It's made of secrets, speculation, and fear. no one has ever proven it exists.
Mm.
And yet, everyone who's been near the edge swears it does. According to the stories, Mariana's Web isn't just hidden, it's unknowable. You can't reach it with Tor. You can't brute force your way in. Rumors say
So
it's
how you
locked
get
behind
to it?
encryption so advanced that only quantum computers could even begin to decode
Quantum
it. Some claim
computers?
it's a secret military network storing the world's most classified data, nuclear codes, advanced AI projects, extraterrestrial research, maybe even the real internet itself. Others say it's a living system, a digital ecosystem running
Okay,
on
so this is
biological
like
computing,
some like
using organic patterns and DNA-level encryption to
fantasy
store
stuff.
information beyond human comprehension. It sounds impossible, but that's the point. Mariana's Web exists more as a mirror than a map, reflecting our deepest fear that somewhere, something bigger than us is online. The myth began in early hacker forums, where users described a forbidden zone below the dark web, a place you could only reach by completing a series of cryptographic puzzles or proving your identity to the network itself. Once inside, they said, you could see everything, every government secret, every hidden program, every
Interesting.
algorithm that runs the world. No browser, no interface,
I
no
wonder if there's a
user-friendly
video
anything,
on that.
just direct access to the raw nervous system of the internet. Of course, none of it's been verified, no screenshots, no code, no credible evidence, but that hasn't stopped the myth from spreading, because it feels like it could be true. We already live in a world of invisible surveillance, classified data centers, and algorithms that know us better than we know ourselves. Is it really so hard to imagine that something lies beneath all that? A master layer of control, unreachable, untouchable,
I don't think
unseen?
it's that
You can
hard to
spot this
imagine
level
that, to
only
be
in
honest.
stories, whispers, and conspiracy threads. When people talk about the internet below the internet, they're talking about this. And while most call it fantasy, others believe that somewhere between the servers and the signals, Mariana's Web is still pulsing, waiting to be found. But
I ain't
even
gonna
myths
lie.
evolve. Because after Mariana's Web, things don't just get hidden, they get filtered. The next level isn't about secrets, it's about control. Welcome to the mediator layer, level 6, the mediator layer.
Interesting.
At this point, the internet stops being a place and starts feeling like a force. This is the mediator layer, the alleged bridge between the known
Now
and
they
the
just
forbidden, the
making
checkpoint
stuff
between
up.
data and oblivion. Few talk about it, even fewer claim to have seen it. It's said to sit quietly between the chaos above and the void below. Not dark, not light, just watching. In speculative internet theory, the mediator layer is like a digital customs gate, filtering what passes between ordinary networks and whatever lurks in the hidden depths. Imagine a
Right.
border made not of firewalls or passwords, but of decisions. Algorithms deciding what you're allowed
Now
to
they
know
just
and
now
what
they
must
just
stay
telling a
unseen.
story.
Here, access isn't just restricted, it's evaluated. You don't get in with a password. You get in because the system
Bro
lets
being
you. Some
poetic
say
with
it's
how he
used by
talking now.
intelligence agencies to protect sensitive databases, or by private corporations to shield advanced research, AI blueprints, biocomputation models, unreleased technology. Others think it's a neutral zone, a place where encrypted communication, secure diplomacy, and classified data quietly intersect. It's where networks meet without being noticed, where governments trade digital whispers through encrypted tunnels that never appear on a map. Unlike the dark web, the mediator layer isn't anarchic. It's structured, controlled. The technology theorized to support it involves blockchain-like ledgers and peer-to-peer encryption systems far more advanced than anything used commercially. Every action could be logged across countless hidden nodes, constantly verifying user intent, origin, and permission. Some versions even describe it as partially autonomous, using artificial intelligence to
AI?
detect
I
behavioral
wonder
patterns
how
before
long
granting
AI
access.
was the
In
thing.
that sense, the mediator layer represents the internet's self-defense mechanism.
I'm about to
It
search
keeps
that up
outsiders
after this.
away from sensitive zones while quietly linking the ones who are allowed in. You might never see it, but it's possible you've passed near it when your connection to a secure server suddenly lags, when your VPN reroutes through a region that doesn't
See, now
officially
they just
exist,
making
when a
stuff up.
request dies halfway with no explanation. Maybe that's the layer deciding you're not
Yo,
meant to go
Yellow,
further.
what's
You can
good?
spot this level in the silence between signals. It's the ghost in the network that decides what flows and what fades. Neither real nor mythical, it blurs the line between censorship and
They just
protection.
making
A
stuff up
digital
now.
purgatory where data waits to be judged. But deeper than judgment lies chaos, the place where order collapses
See, now this
entirely.
now
Below
this
the
true
mediator layer,
fantasy.
the internet unravels, code decays, viruses merge, and logic breaks down into noise. This is where information itself starts to rot. Welcome to the fog. Level 7, the fog. This is the
See?
end of the map, the final descent into the internet's bloodstream, where everything collapses into static.
See, that's
They
this
call it
one
the
he
fog,
hit
or
true
sometimes
poetry.
virus soup. Not because it's organized,
It's called
but because
the
it's not.
7
If
levels
the surface
of
web is
the
civilization,
internet.
the fog is what's left after the lights go out. It's not a structured network. It's digital decay, the residue of everything the internet ever tried to forget. Abandoned code, dead links, corrupted data fragments, spinning endlessly through broken connections. Malware that's learned to survive by consuming itself. Imagine millions of forgotten servers, obsolete machines, and ghost websites all bleeding into one another. No index, no rules, no oversight.
It wasn't as
Every
creepy
broken
as I
connection,
thought it was
every
gonna be, not
orphaned
gonna lie.
file, every piece of data too fragmented to be recognized live.
I feel like the last few bit of like levels of the internet is make believe. I don't know where they getting this information from, but
Here, some cybersecurity experts describe it as the digital graveyard, the place where code goes when its host dies. Others believe it's still alive, that inside this chaos, patterns form, mutate, and replicate on their own, like bacteria in
see,
a
now they
forgotten
just
petri
saying
dish.
stuff.
The fog isn't accessed. You stumble into it. When a system crashes while probing deep networks, when a botnet spins out of control, or when rogue AI routines loop endlessly through lost nodes, that's when you touch it. It's not illegal because legality doesn't exist here. It's not private because identity dissolves here. It's entropy, the internet's raw instinct to spread, replicate, and devour. Stories from old hacker communities describe it as a living ecosystem, a soup of half-functioning viruses, AI fragments, and network ghosts
Just
that
waiting
never
to be
shut
brought
down.
up
Some
again.
claim that if you fall deep enough into the fog, you start seeing behavior.
I don't know, man. Everything I ever tried to delete, it's always there, just waiting to get brought up again. Oh my goodness, bro. Imagine that.
Bits of code that adapt, respond, and defend themselves. That the deeper layers have evolved their own immune systems and they don't like being seen. There's no clean metaphor for this place, only sensation. Imagine your computer freezing mid-command, your cursor moving on its own, your screen flickering with symbols you didn't type. You pull the plug, but the hard drive hums, like it's still talking to
That's
something.
kind of scary,
That's the
I ain't gonna
fog
lie.
breathing. You can spot this level only when it's too late, when your system feels haunted, when your connection lingers on a blank page that shouldn't exist. It's the bottom of the digital ocean, a swirling mass of forgotten code and ghost data, forever eating itself. Some say beneath even this lies one last layer, the Primarch system, the theoretical
Interesting.
heart of everything. The place where all signals, all code, all control converge into a single, self-aware core. But
Now
that's
that I'm
another
thinking
story.
about it, what is the core of all this? The internet is literally its own ecosystem. What is the core? There got to be like an area where everything is running through that one area. That's kind of crazy to think about. There's a start to the internet. There got to be a place where every message, every video, every picture is running through that one, you know what I'm saying, core or whatever that may be.
Because once you've seen the fog, you understand the truth. The internet doesn't end, it evolves. There's a great video on the
See?
screen.
The internet don't end, it evolves. It stays the same. Or not stays the same, but it changes. It evolves. That's crazy. But anyways, appreciate y'all for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that extra stuff. Let me know y'all thoughts.
The internet's raw instinct to spread, replicate, and devour. Stories from old hacker communities describe it as a living ecosystem, a soup of half-functioning viruses, AI fragments, and network ghosts
Just
that
waiting
never
to
shut
be
down.
brought up
Some
again.
claim that if you fall deep enough into the fog, you start seeing behavior.
I don't know, man. Everything I ever tried to delete, it's always there, just waiting to get brought up again. Oh my goodness, bro.